Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I want to talk to you today about 3 reasons why your God-ordained spouse isn't pursuing you. Now, I want to talk about these 3 reasons why he isn't pursuing you, just to give a different perspective, to bring clarity, insight to the situation, because I do know it can be confusing, right? When you hear God and you hear God telling you that this particular person is your God-ordained spouse, but yet when you're looking at your God-ordained spouse, they're not pursuing you. In fact, they're pursuing the counterfeits, right? You see how your God-ordained spouse responds to the counterfeit, but isn't really responding to you as their God-ordained wife. And this can cause you to question if you even heard God right. It can cause insecurities to come up in you, and it can also bring a level of confusion to your mind. So for this reason, I want to just talk about a few reasons why your God-ordained spouse isn't pursuing you. Now, number one, let's jump right into this, okay? Right off the bat, your God-ordained spouse could be in a counterfeit relationship, okay? And this is why he isn't pursuing you, okay? Let's just get that one out the way. Second reason why your God-ordained spouse isn't pursuing you, it could be God that's keeping him away from pursuing you, okay? And you got to understand this, because this is a God-ordained marriage. This is a God-ordained love story. So we have to wait on God for everything. We got to look to God for everything. We got to get our guidance from God, the instruction from God. So if God doesn't think it's time for the two of you to be coming together, like dating or courting, things of that nature, he's not going to allow it to happen, okay? And the reason why, because God looks at the heart. So if the heart isn't right, whether it's on your end or his end, God, again, he's not going to allow the pursuit to take place, okay? Because it's a certain way how God wants his love story to look. It's a certain standard that we must begin to meet, okay? Before he gives the green light to the God-ordained husband to pursue the God-ordained wife. So understand, your God-ordained husband, he's probably not pursuing because it's God who hasn't given him the green light yet, okay? Another reason why your God-ordained spouse isn't pursuing you is because it could be the enemy at work in your love story, okay? Now, the way how the enemy shows up and the way how he block the pursuit, right, from your God-ordained spouse pursuing you is the enemy can keep your God-ordained husband distracted, right? Distracted with counterfeit, distracted with money, just projects that's going to bring in money, whatever the case may be, right? And the enemy will also keep the other way how the enemy come in this God-ordained love story is by deterring your God-ordained spouse away from you. So the enemy, he will be whispering things in your God-ordained spouse's ear that now is causing them to pull back, stay away from you, okay? The enemy could be highlighting to your God-ordained spouse, like, listen, if you're not ready, don't approach her, right? The enemy can be saying certain things such as this. And so and then when your God-ordained spouse, when they begin to look at themselves and think, well, I'm not ready, so I guess it's right what this person is telling me, I'm not going to pursue. And so you don't see the pursuit, right? So understand that, it can be they involved in a counterfeit relationship. It can also be God hasn't given them the green light to pursue you yet. And it can also be, the enemy, is distracting them and deterring them away from you. So this is why we want to always make sure we are in our prayer closet, rebuking and binding the enemy off of this God-ordained love story. Now, I know I said I was going to give you 3 reasons, but I'm gonna give you one more, 4. Number 4. The 4th reason why your God-ordained spouse isn't pursuing you is because the way how you were used to being pursued in the past, you don't see it showing up in your God-ordained spouse, right? So you might be used to guys calling you, asking you out on dates, right? Courting you, just responding to you, right? And you might be looking for your God-ordained spouse to show up the same way how the guys from your past, responded to you. And what you're missing here is your God-ordained spouse. He could be pursuing you, but just not the way how you're used to being pursued. Okay, he could be pursuing you at his pace, right? He could be pursuing you because maybe when God revealed to him who you are, he probably already know you're his God-ordained wife. And because he noticed, he said, wait a minute. I don't think I'm ready. He might begin to look at himself and probably feel like he's not ready, right? And because you're everything different, because you all know, you hear me talk about how the God-ordained spouse is totally different from counterfeits, right? We're everything different. And because of that difference, now he's able to look at you and identify like, wait a minute, it's something different about this woman. So that means I can't court her or date her like how I do the counterfeits, right? Because they be knowing they counterfeit, you know? So he already have established within himself, I have to come with my A game with her, right? I can't just court her, you know, or just come at her any kind of way, right? He see your value. He see, you know, who you are. He know who you are. You're his wife, right? He know what God been speaking to him, so he want to give you his best. And so right now, he might be pursuing you at a slower pace, where now he just want to focus on building the friendship, right? I know we don't like to be, you know, placed in that friend zone, but that could really be what it is. And here's the thing, because even though he want to build this friendship with you, this gives both of you time to get over any intimidation the two of you might be feeling, right? This gives both of you time to heal whatever needs to be healed inside of you. This also gives, you know, both time to grow in character. You know, if I know for your God-ordained husband, you know, man, they like to make sure their finances are right. So this gives him time as he's building his friendship to make sure his money is where it needs to be or where he wants it to be, right? So it's not always, you know, just because your God-ordained spouse isn't responding to you or pursuing you, it's not always rejection. It's not because, you know, you don't look like the counterfeits and he's not attracted to you. It's not any of those things. It could simply be God said, not now, right? I want the two of you to begin to work on yourself, right? It can also be the enemy at work in this God-ordained love story, right? Keeping your God-ordained spouse from you, right? And it can also be you not really realizing that he is pursuing you, but at a slower pace, right? At his pace. That a pace that's comfortable with him and a pace that allows him to get ready for you, right? So I wanted to bring this clarity to this conversation so that as the God-ordained wife, you don't start feeling insecure or feeling not good enough or even feeling like he's not attracted to you, because it's none of those things, okay? So just, you know, you might have to watch this video again, take what I said in again, you know, process it. But just understand when it's time for this love story to come together, your God-ordained spouse is going to pursue you in the way how you deserve to be pursued. In the meantime, you have to practice patience, continue to work on yourself, continue to heal, develop yourself, and work on improving your insecurities, okay? So that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. Make sure you like this video, leave me a positive comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.